Hello paper crafters, I'm Sunny Sky and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we have a quick card with one of the new Hostess sets. So you will find this image in the catalog on the very back, and it's one of our new Hostess sets. And you'll see there's a couple samples in the catalog that you can replicate using this set. So you cannot purchase this set, you must host a show or put in a qualifying order in order to receive this set. And the color inspiration came from one of our designer series paper stacks. I knew I wanted to use the new Dapper Denim cardstock and the coordinating ruched ribbon. And so I went looking for designer series paper. They all list which cardstock colors they use. And this one shows Dapper Denim and Delightful Dijon and Early Espresso. And I thought, well, I really like that color combination. So I found some of the new designer series paper stack that uses that Delightful Dijon in one of the sheets. And so this is the Serene Scenery designer series paper. And you'll see they have like a natural picture on the front and then coordinating designer pattern on the back. And so we have this dandelion paper that we're using that's mostly Delightful Dijon, along with the Dapper Denim and the Early Espresso. For this card, you'll use several different colors of cardstock. The 4 and 5 1/4 sheet of Early Espresso has been run through the embossing folder with the wood grain folder. You can use any background design, it's just the edges that are going to show. You're just adding a little bit of texture to the card. Dapper Denim is this 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. This is the 5-for-1 video if you want to see how to get 5 sheets of cardstock, 5 sheets of card front out of 1 sheet of cardstock. Then we have this piece of the paper stack. This is 3 by 5, so the paper stack comes in a 6-inch wide piece, so you can get 2 out of each sheet. And it is scored 3/4 of an inch from the top. And you'll need to stamp your image, the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 in Whisper White, and then your full card is the Delightful Dijon in 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. We're going to stamp this image in Early Espresso. And Early Espresso is one of our standard dye inks. It is not waterproof, but we want that in this case. I'm stamping near the bottom because the top of the image is going to go under the coordinating cardstock, the designer series paper that we're using. And so I'm just going to take an aqua painter and I'm just adding a little water to this image, and it's causing the Early Espresso ink to bleed and just fill in and make this back of this hedgehog just a little bit darker. Now normally you wouldn't want to watercolor an image after using the dye ink that is not waterproof, but in this case we're actually wanting the color to be pulled out a little bit into those hedgehogs. So, and after you're done with your aqua painter, you just rub it on a piece of scrap until it runs clear. And then I'm going to take a blender pen, because that gives a little bit more intense color than an aqua painter, and just put in the well of my Delightful Dijon pad. And here I'm not really trying to blend in that Early Espresso ink. I'm kind of staying away from the lines and just making a little yellow flower. And the same thing with this pen. I'm pulling and twisting until the fluid in here runs clear, and then I can use it in another coloring pad. So that's all the coloring we have to do. That is a very, very quick way to color an image and get yourself a little extra something for your card. Okay, so once you're done coloring, again, we left extra space on top because this piece of designer series paper, we're going to fold over at that score line where you scored it at 3/4 of an inch from the top. And I'm just butting that right up into the score line. And I'm just going to take a stapler. You can use your small Stampin' Up! Stapler. This is going to be covered, so it doesn't matter where it is, just to adhere that on there. And because this designer series paper has that photograph on the bottom, I wanted a little bit more of it to show than a standard layer, just to give a little more interest to the card. Tie our little knot. going to center that and trim off the tails. I've applied a little extra adhesive to the back of this image because of the dimension of the ribbon. I want it to stick well, and there I've trimmed the tails. If it was just cardstock, it wouldn't matter, but with the ribbon on there, it's going to try and pull up from the layer below. So I'm just going to attach a couple of glue dots on the top, and I'm kind of putting them so they're over the ribbon and the cardstock a little bit, kind of adhere them together and make that ribbon stay exactly where I want it to. And just laying it down on this card. I've already applied the other layers of the Dapper Denim Early Espresso and the Delightful Dijon. And I don't have this adhered at the bottom because it is stapled up there at the top. You can, if you don't like it sitting up, you can adhere that down. And then I'm just going to leave this card blank for now. There are several sentiments that come in this Love You Lots set. And when I get ready to send this card, I'll determine which sentiment I'm going to use. You're always there for me, love you lots, or thank you, friend. So that's this little card for today. And I'm glad that you joined me. I hope you have some fun crafting today. Now, I didn't apply any adhesive to the bottom of this. You can, but it's stapled up there, so it is secure. But if you want it to stick down rather than have that extra dimension, you can do that. I will tell you these layers that I adhered, I did apply some extra adhesive on both sides of the textured background just to make sure it would sit down. Because there is a texture to that sheet of cardstock, not everything is going to touch. And so you want to just have a little bit of extra adhesive to make sure that your card doesn't fall apart. And I'm going to leave this card blank on the inside for now. But in this Love You Lots Hostess set, there are several greetings you can use. You're always there for me, love you lots, thank you, friend. So it's quite a multi-purpose set. So I hope you enjoyed that project today, and now go have some fun crafting.